I wanted to film a video in collaboration with the Columbus Catholic Women's Conference that is taking place this year on February 15th, 2020. It is not too late if you are watching this the day I put this video out, by the way. And as I was preparing to make a video about the speakers who are coming to the event, I felt like I went on a little mini retreat of my own already. It was just incredibly touching to hear the stories from these amazing people, all of which have happened to have written books. And so I wanted to share that with you today. So in case you are looking for some spiritual enrichment in your life, I hope and pray that by them sharing their stories, it can touch your life as well. And I know they've touched mine. So first, I wanted to begin by talking about Father Donald Calloway. I had heard of him, but I hadn't heard his story until recently. And the general premise of it is that he was a rebellious teenager growing up in a non-Christian household, non-religious household, and he ended up converting, his family converted, and now he is a Catholic priest. And that's what I love so much about his story and some of these other authors and their stories, is that these are all regular people just like you and I, whose lives have been touched and transformed by the love that God has for us. And hearing their witnesses of Christ's love for them and what he has done in their lives can be so transformative for us. Just hearing their stories alone, isn't that amazing? The power that somebody else's story and somebody else's life can have. That is so cool. So he has written several books, 3 of which are Consecration to Saint Joseph, Champions of the Rosary, and No Turning Back, A Witness to Mercy. The next author and speaker who is coming to the Columbus Catholic Women's Conference, I had never heard of either, and his name is Father Ubald Rugirangoga. He is a priest from Rwanda, and I have to read to you the description here. So during the 1994 genocide in Rwanda, he lost more than 80 members of his family, including his mother, and more than 45,000 parishioners. What? It just makes everything in my life feel petty, like even my worst of problems. When you think of just the magnitude of what he must have experienced and the people around him had experienced. And so it seems that his message is one, of course, of mercy and forgiveness. He has a TED Talk online on YouTube that I watched, and it is so cool, and I cannot wait to hear what he has to say this week. And if you're a book reader, his book is called Forgiveness Makes You Free. The next author and speaker that you should know about is Heidi Hess Saxton. She is a wife and mother, and she is the author of 7 books. That's a big accomplishment. 2 of which are Lent with St. Teresa of Calcutta and Advent with St. Teresa of Calcutta, which is Mother Teresa. She is an adoptive parent, so she has experienced the joys and challenges of navigating that type of family dynamic, and it seems that she has been particularly inspired by the life of St. Teresa of Calcutta. I'm not sure exactly the topic that she's speaking about this week. I will link some of her books below in case you're interested in them, and I am excited to hear what she has to say. The next Catholic author and speaker that you should know about who is coming to the conference is Sister Miriam James Heidland. I have seen her around on social media. She seems like such a familiar face. You may be familiar with the podcast that she's on, and it is called the Abiding Together podcast. Even though I don't personally use Twitter, I know she's very active on Twitter, and her Twitter handle is @OneGroovyNun. That's so fun. She's a fun nun. Anyway, I've heard bits and pieces, but her story is that she went off to college, was a college athlete, and kind of went off the path a little bit, experienced brokenness, and eventually became a nun. And now she is transforming hearts and lives all over the world from what she's doing on social media and the talks she gives, and even in her daily life, she still continues to play volleyball. I think that's the sport that she plays. I know this is her second time coming to the Columbus Catholic Women's Conference, and I heard that this talk will be different than her previous talks. So if you've already gone to the conference before don't feel like you're gonna just hear a repeat of everything you heard. This will be refreshing for you, and the book that she has written is called Loved as I Am, which I will also link below. I know I said I was going to be talking about 5 authors, but we actually have bonus because the final 2 are co-authors and co-speakers together. Michele Fanhle and Emily Jaminet, I have mentioned before. I heard them speak. I've read 3 of their books, all of which were wonderful. How often do you hear of 2 friends co-authoring books, co-speaking together at events, and it's just such a witness to the beauty of friendship. The message of divine mercy from the Diary of St. Faustina has been something that has been prominent in their friendship and in their personal lives. In fact, 2 of their books have to do with the Diary of St. Faustina. I know not all of you watching are from the Midwest, but these can be some awesome people to look up online, read their books, and be enriched spiritually. But if you do happen to be anywhere near the Columbus, Ohio area this upcoming weekend, February 15th, 2020, I encourage you to come to the largest Catholic women's conference in the United States, the Columbus Catholic Women's Conference. All of the authors I mentioned today are the speakers for the event. Of course, there's going to be Mass, confession, adoration, awesome vendors that you can check out their products and books, and in addition to that, the fellowship with other Catholic women who love the Lord and want to grow in their faith together. So hopefully you can make it there. If not, like I said, the talks will be available online through St. Gabriel Radio, their local Catholic radio station. And additionally, if you would like to see some pictures and videos the day of, make sure you follow the Columbus Catholic Women's Conference on Facebook and Instagram. May God bless you and all of your families, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.